Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the kitchen demonstration area. So today we're going to do what's called a Parker House roll. And this recipe is another example of our yeast rolls. This recipe is a basic straight dough method. I'm going to talk more about the straight dough method in our discussion, class discussion. But basically the straight dough method is where we just combine everything and then begin the mixing process and the kneading process. So what we need for our recipe is 3 cups of flour, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. This is 2.5 teaspoons of yeast and 3 tablespoons of sugar. 3/4 cups of potato flakes, so you can use like Hungry Man. 3 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 egg, and 1 cup of milk. Now the milk I've heated up in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to take the chill off. And to that I'm going to add our melted butter. I'm also going to add our sugar and yeast just to kind of get that activated. Do a quick stir on that. Let that sit aside for a quick second. And then I'm also going to go ahead and crack our egg open. And as you know, I like to do that in a separate container just in case I get any egg yolk in it or there's any impurities. That way it does not ruin the dough or the batter, whatever we're making. And in this case, we're making bread dough. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and combine put our flour into our mixing bowl. And again, we're using our KitchenAid. Unlike the cinnamon roll recipe where we have to gradually add our ingredients, this one just says to combine everything. Go ahead and add our salt. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this up. I'm going to go ahead and set this on a low setting and allow it to begin to slowly mix. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my liquid. And remember, during this process, we're going to be scraping down our sides of the bowl as well. So again, I'm going to go ahead and scrape down my sides. So that way I make sure all the flour gets combined into the recipe. And then I'm also going to increase the speed of the mixer. So that way I know we have properly kneaded the dough. Be mindful that the recipe, when we're kneading the dough, we're going to knead it 7 to 8 minutes using the mixer, or if we're doing it by hand, 10 minutes, or until the dough is If you recall, remember what I said, that the dough will start pulling away from the bowl, and that's going to help us to determine whether or not it's ready to go. Remember, I'm old school, so I like to knead by hand, so I may pull it out the last 5 minutes and knead it the rest of the way by hand. But again, your machine can knead it for you. But make sure you just set your timer when you're doing it. Now our dough bounces back, and so it's been about 7 to 9 minutes in the mixer kneading. We did do a quick hand knead on it just to kind of bring it all together. So I've prepared a bowl with oil in it, and I'm going to place it into a warm environment so that it can double in size. Now the recipe says it takes about 90 minutes at this stage for the dough to rise. It's going to do it very slowly, so exercise patience during this stage. It says the recipe stated in the last half hour you'll see the most active growth in the dough. So for the next 90 minutes, we're gonna let the dough do its thing, and we'll come back and we'll check on it throughout the 90 minutes. So we're halfway through the rising process, and we see that it's starting to double. But again, the recipe says it doubles slowly, so we won't see the most action until the last third of the rising process. So now we're ready to spread out our dough and roll it out and shape it and then pan it. So again, we're going to press our dough back down, place it on our workbench, take our rolling pin and roll it out. And this should make about 16 portions. So I'm going to use our dough cutter. And this is actually a pizza cutter. And we're going to begin shaping our dough accordingly. So we're going to fold it over like so. And actually, I'm going to fold it this way. And then cut it and fold. And I have a 13 by 9 inch pan. I'm gonna make sure it's coated well with our non-stick spray. And we're going to add our rolls to the pan, like so. And again, we're going to repeat the process. Lastly, we're going to brush our rolls with butter. And then we're going to allow them to do their second rise.